You
Oh, who's a
remember
good
him
boy?
kind of having a
Oh
little
no,
bit
what you
of
got there?
a Napoleon complex
You got a rawhide?
because he's not
You do?
that tall. He's certainly not as tall as Bullstrong.
Ow, ow, ow,
And you
ow.
remember him not even being physically as strong. You
Oh,
do remember
yes.
that he was pretty sharp-witted, and he was pretty fast, but he's like a foot shorter than Bullstrong, and not as
So
strong.
this is the update.
And you do, when you think of...
I called out on Tuesday from work.
You do recall that, like...
First I called in late at 7.
Like, he was
And then
always
at
a little
8,
bit aloof and
I
distant
called
from
in and
people.
said, I'm exploding with blood. And I'm going to the hospital. Which I did do. I did go to ER. Because I was exploding with blood.
He was not the nicest. He seemed sort of
I've had
for being stronger and taller.
intestinal problems
And I'm not saying that he couldn't have interfered.
Number of weeks.
I'm not sure.
And next week I'm gonna get the
in this tribe, and I don't know
procedure.
how much to that sense of,
But apparently,
he might have interfered, but
what has happened was I developed an ulcer.
I'm sorry. That people, I don't know a lot about Goliaths, but what I do know
The ulcer ruptured.
Power people have this
The rupture hemorrhaged.
Needing to be
and
needing to have control,
backed up my lack of fiber diet. Normally, these are crap. Those are crap fiber pills. But I normally eat fiber pills constantly because I have a difficult time eating. So once the poop finally passed, about 7:45 in the morning, I dumped what looked like to me about a cup of blood. Like
I think they died.
a cup of blood. But the thing is at the same time, I had had a bloody nose the night before, which is no big deal. I'm used to being sneezing myself to death from whatever else is going on in the world out there. And but at the time that it happened, the strain of the passing caused my nose to fountain. I also had a bug bite in my ear, which I knew about, and I knew I had scratched it a lot. But at this particular moment that everything went, I had just right before that picked the scab on the bug bite. So I had blood flowing out of my nose, flowing out of my ear, and as I was disgusted, I started to cough, and I coughed up phlegm, and the phlegm was filled with bloody flecks, and I dumped a cup of blood in the toilet. I thought my body was exploding on the inside. I don't know what appendicitis does. I don't know what those things do. But it was overwhelming. I kept my composure. I called into work. But as soon as my boss said, "Here I am," I started blubbering. And I'm like, "I'm going to the hospital." Bawl, 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 crying. And I was like, I'm bleeding out of every hole in my body. Because I was. That was actually happening at that moment.
Well, so I think that we should probably wait on
So,
talking to Varna just because we don't know enough yet, and it's kind of hard to
last time I
categorize
was
it.
at the hospital
He
was
doesn't remember when really we
for
don't know
myself,
much, and maybe
was
over
to get
time
stitches
he'll remember. So I think maybe we should
when
wait
I
on
was
that.
out at my wood pile in
This
Vermont.
Iron Talon guy,
And before that,
don't like him.
it had
And
been
I know
20
you're
years
saying we
since
probably
I've been to a
shouldn't confront
hospital
him,
because I
but
dread.
I'm
I'm
I
not
don't know what else
terrified.
we would
I
do, because when
dread
he comes back
going to the
to
hospital.
town, he's
Hospital
gonna
is where
figure
people
out
go to
what goes
die.
wrong
And
and like I'm an
I'll,
investigator.
I've been there and I've come back out.
Feeling about this guy.
And it was a terrible, terrible thing.
To kill Bullstrong, and when he comes back and figures out that
So when
it's probably not going to be
brought back the
so
little
if we can reach
work
him
notice,
before he comes back,
and
he's going to come back in
I
1
wrote
to 3 days.
what had happened to my internals on it. I didn't put down like what the
Maybe we can get some information and stop.
I didn't put down that they subscribed me stuff, prescribed me stuff, etc.
They were rivals before he became
Or that I even have a procedure scheduled.
At least for the
Um,
being, seems to have no desire to take that mantle to himself.
So that's
So perhaps the rivalry
that's what's been
is
happening.
he wanting to be the leader.
And I did go and mow today,
If he tried to kill
kind of deal.
well, we don't know that he did.
Uh,
It seems likely. Like, I'm not
but they put me on a very powerful antacid. This antacid is a pill as small as an ant. And it's time release. And to take it once a day. So that's pretty incredible to me. They they'd taken my blood, you know, and left the IV part in. There was no drip or anything, just the that thingy. And they came back like an hour later, and she slipped a little, like a squeezy packet. It wasn't even a syringe, it was like a squeezy packet. And slipped that in there and pumped that in, and then told me, because I said, wait, because she was doing a couple of things to me. So she totally took me by surprise with that. And she's all like, that's a medicine for your stomach to help heal you. And now I was being really rude to them because I wanted them to be rude to me. That may not make sense to you, but I wanted just the facts. I did not want to be lectured. I did not want to have anything else. And the doctor came back and he's all like, okay, your liver's fine, your kidneys are fine, your pancreas is fine, all of your minerals are in balance. And I'm all like, okay, good. I expected to hear that. But I have a hole in my colon, which is still there. It did not go away. But we're treating that. So, I'm drinking a lot more of this, because I can't drink. That's the other part, is I can't eat citric acid. I can't eat oranges for the fiber content. I can't do anything with citric acid without feeling like I was gonna die every time.
And then
But
it
anyway,
occurs to you, something occurs to you
so
about
that's
the
what's
way that
going
the
on with
shaman made
me
that clear,
right now.
and the finality with which he said it.
And
But he said that is all. And
I'll
it
take your
occurs to you
prayers.
that the shaman's
I
tent
will.
is sacred, and no one can enter it unless they are invited, even the chief.
Primary prayer I'm looking for,
That's what I say to the group.
because I now know,
He's with the
now that I know what the
shaman,
things
because,
are,
to me,
I've looked it up,
that even the
and
most
I know how to
deceitful,
heal it,
bastard or man would never go
and
in there unless they were invited.
part of the
They would
thing
never
is
injure somebody inside that tent.
got to clear your colon out,
There's no keeping them
which
away from
generally
it,
is either a
but in
coffee
that
enema
state.
or a
Okay,
colon
so
cleanse. So I got the prescription colon cleanse.
It might indicate that
Um,
Iron
so I
People,
know what that is
what
going
he
to
said,
do.
might not want to see him, but
I understand what these
there's
pills
nothing you can
do,
about him being
and I understand what the procedure I'm about to have does.
I understand these.
And my brother said, don't worry about that procedure.
I
That's
think
cool.
you have to keep
Um,
Armstrong's arrival as secret as possible. That might
and
also
so I'm
be
gonna
why the shaman has
go
it
in there
is so
chock
he
full of
wouldn't be instantly
hooray.
seen and known of, and
Yay.
once the chief arrives,
I'll
because
conquer this
what
with the help
doesn't
of
even
my
him, the chief could
militant
go back and
medical
go
people.
in there, unless the shamans tell them
Um,
to be back, they wouldn't know that.
The only problem is that almost everybody in this tribe right now knows that he's back, and one of them are bound to
but I'm not contagious. I don't have a
Well,
fever.
and you guys have figured that out within the last day, that, like, everybody
And,
knows that. Like, the priestesses of Ayuk know, like, families
that's
know,
reality.
people, you know.
But I definitely want
like,
prayers
word
for
gets around
me
pretty quick, and you guys are
to
fairly
not
certain that everybody knows. Not everybody who's
be
in camp knows.
rude
Yeah,
for the
and
next
as they might
items.
have figured out,
Like when they went and they
it's not really
checked
the best idea to
my
lie
liver
to the
and
chief, especially him. So,
kidneys with their
one way or
little
another, I know that
ultrasound
they'll figure it out.
daily wop. Like I talked to that little Muslim girl like she was
especially like
my
if somebody,
favorite
if
sister.
they thought
You know,
he was
chat,
dead
chat, chat, chat,
and
chat,
he just comes back to
and
life,
stuff.
that's kind of a big
But
deal, and I'm sure people are going to be
as
talking
soon as
about it. So
when the doctor
he's
and
going
the
to come,
nurse
and he's going to find
started to
out.
lecture me at the
Hopefully
very
he should be
beginning,
safe in the
I was
tent.
like, okay,
But
no, that's rude.
as far
And they're like, what? So I'm like, no, stop that. You're talking to someone that's not me. You need to talk to me. You need to
we
look at
can't go
me
on yet.
when you talk.
I mean, when
And
he's
like,
better,
the place was
within the next
empty.
couple days,
Emergency was
recovered,
empty.
start going to
And
work,
they're like
the tent.
clumps of
Well, we got
nurses,
some stuff to
clumps.
solve.
Like here's 4 nurses, here's 3 nurses. And of course one of them's not wearing her mask, or she's wearing it like it's a beard. And they're just like, duck, duck, duck. Um, I'm not exactly sure if any of them were wearing gloves at all. I wish that I had brought this right here, this camera, not to have the flash on, but just to, you know, put it up underneath the side of my hat like a gangster or whatever. I have no idea what I just said. Just so I could show the world that they were absolutely bored. And they kept like shutting the curtain. And I'm like, we're waiting. Like, we don't need to have a shut curtain. Whose privacy are you protecting? Mine? It's like me and my mom reading the Bible inside the
So
room.
you guys have been discussing
Like,
that
I want
for a
other
while,
people to see
and
that.
you hear the sounds
And then I
of
walked
people
by this
getting
other
ready
guy's
to
room,
release.
and they got his window all the way open,
Okay,
and he's
so,
all stuck on his belly with his rump
that's
up
a good
in the
idea.
air.
We could go talk to other
And I'm all
hunters
like,
as soon as the
yeah,
sun gets back.
I think we should talk
I
to
think
him
that's,
before. We should talk
that was
to
a little
as
discriminatory.
many people as we can before he returns.
So, I have not
We
touched
ask
my
about
Trump
it,
bucks
but I
yet,
think that we should be honest.
and I think I just
Because I
lost
think
all of
at
my
this
Trump
point, if we
bucks
start lying,
due
we're gonna
to
have to keep lying to a lot of people, and when they
a
find out that
stress
we are
induced
it
ulcer.
usually will not go well.
If you
Yeah.
want to be honest, that's fine. That's why I asked
Cherishes
you
new love.
as a group if
That's a
what
fact,
we're
Jack.
doing, and I'm
Be
fine
well.
with that. So maybe what's best, we could go out to feast, and maybe during feast we could inquire with some other hunter groups about this. Just lighthearted, not like some big mystery, but just to see if we can gather a little bit of information.
As soon as Irontown gets back, though, I want to keep an eye on him.
Okay.
Is that fair?
So you guys go out. It's similar to previous feasts. There's a good fire going. There's like just slabs of food
IGN.
everywhere. Everybody's celebrating.